What's up, vloggers? Trey and Dum Dum come back at you again.
TheBellLife vlogs.
TheBellLife vlogs.
Story time.
Story time.
So what we need to do is I'm going to pull this phone out because this is hard to see.
He's going to have to cut it and put this in.
So, this is where it all started. It kind of glares on.
We had kind of an out of control neighbor. Everything was fine when they first moved in. We got along with them pretty well and everything was good. Had any issues, but
That's what it looks like.
About the situation, if you push and push, you're going to get pushed out. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, so it all started, gosh, I think I was honestly, we were talking about that before we started the...
You were 16?
Yeah, I think it was...
So I was in my 30s. I was in my early 30s then.
It had to have been because your birthday thing over the hill, 30, is when you turn 30 right there. It had to be right. He was probably 30 years old. 30, 31 years old.
What I wouldn't give to have that time back.
So, man, 22 years ago? That's not right, is it?
Can't be right. There's no way that can be right.
I think it was around 2005 is when I think it was.
It doesn't matter anyway, so tell them how it happened.
So back then, I don't even know, I guess that was before YouTube. I guess it was before.
And we got along with these people fine. Everything was good.
Yeah, it was before everything. And before any kind of social media. Up at a local store we got by us, it's called the Grocery Bag. I saw his truck and we were actually friends. It was just supposed to be a little stupid prank.
Supposed to be a little funny prank.
Yeah, it was raining and I stopped. Yeah.
Was it his truck?
Yeah, it was his truck. Yeah, it was his truck. Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
it was.
remember him having a truck.
It was his truck. I stopped and put
he had a car.
I put a zip tie. That was after the truck. I put a zip tie on his drive shaft, and you all know.
He put a big strap on it. It's like a thick. They're thick, is what they are. And when you drive down the road, it goes whack, 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 whack on the bottom of your vehicle. You think something's coming apart.
You think something bad's wrong.
Yeah, I have some in there. I know I do.
Yeah. So your normal. Get you a normal zip tie.
Normal zip tie. He's showing you over there in the drawer.
So this is a normal zip tie. You guys, or whatever you want to call them, cable ties, whatever you all call them, zip ties. And here's a big one. So big.
What do you guys call? What do you guys used to call them?
I call it zip tie.
They called them something else, cable tie or something. They called them something. They called these big ones something strap.
Panduit strap.
Panduit strap.
Yes, yeah, Panduit strap. But anyways, stopped, and what you do, I'm not going to use it because I don't want to ruin it. You wrap that around the drive shaft like that, and this part runs around, hits the bottom of the truck, and hits the gas tank, and makes a lot of racket.
Makes a lot of racket.
It sounds like something bad.
Something's coming apart. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it sounds like something bad's broke.
So that upset him.
So I did that, and he didn't see me while I was in there. And he came out, and I think he was either running late to work or running late to something, and that happened. And he laid underneath and had to get, I guess he didn't have anything to cut it off with.
Got all wet.
Got wet, ruined his outfit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, then fast forward, we think this is what happened next. It's kind of hard to remember.
It's fuzzy.
It's hard to remember all
As
this.
a buddy of mine says, from stuff way back, it's kind of fuzzy.
But back then, we used to have some out-of-control hillbilly fires in the backyard.
Really bad.
Yeah, and fires that you're not supposed to have.
But this wasn't one of those fires. This was just a fire we were burning.
This was a normal fire.
This was at Dad's house. Some of the fires we had behind my house looks like a house fire.
It was actually
nasty.
It was actually one of me and my real good friends. Me and him were having the fire back there. It was only me and him have the fire. All of a sudden, the front of Mom and Dad's house, the whole street lights up.
We were back there.
You were in here.
I was in the garage wrenching on something.
Yeah, you were in here. And
I used to be in here all the time, and then I got a little old, and I don't feel like screwing with it now. Go ahead.
So back there, all the lights show up. Fire truck, they freaking...
Dude, you should have seen it. They had training going on. It was like, I thought we were on candid camera. It was absolutely ridiculous. They lit everything up with these big lights because it was dark. And I even thought it was a joke. And man, I've grown up in this town my whole life. I knew half the guys that were on the stupid fire department.
We've had fires in the backyard since he's been, he wasn't born here, but he was like, how old were you when you moved in that house?
Young.
He was like 3 or 4 years old when he moved in that house. We've had fires in the backyard forever. And, we used to shoot guns in the backyard.
I have to ask Dad my age on that, honestly. I started school here.
I don't know.
I was less than 5.
I don't know how old he was.
Doesn't matter. Anyway.
So the fire department comes. They run the hose down the driveway. There's like 10 firefighters. Yeah, it was a mess.
They used it for training, so it was actually kind of But we heard through the grapevine.
Yeah, that's what you got to say. I'm making a video live on the TheBellLife Bangs. If you guys are just finding us here, I'm making a video live right now, so go subscribe
Right
to that
now,
channel.
go subscribe to BellLife Bangs. If you're not a member there, or not a member, but if you haven't or subscribe there.
So Trey actually,
I found out who
Yeah.
called the police.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put it that way.
yeah, and it was one of the neighbors, and
Yeah.
it turned out it was one of the neighbors that I put the zip tie on the drive shaft. So that was that kind of started the war.
That started a war.
Yeah. So, okay, I just made it live. So that started the war. So I came up in the house up in the garage after all that happened.
This was the same night.
Yeah. And the neighbor comes over to this garage
Drunk.
crowing about
And
how they called the fire department on us for having a fire. And I'm like, why in the world would you say something like that? I got all fired up. I was 16 or 17, and I probably shouldn't have said some of the stuff that I said, but I can't even remember what I said, but it was something to the fact that, and it was kind of rude. It was, get on back over to the house with your fat wife. And that's kind in nice words is what I said. And then that made him even more mad. So then he goes back over to
That made him even more mad.
and that was right after this place was built, this garage.
This place was built in, I got it. It's
I think it was 2005 because we got a log over here. It was 2009 when we were
We're going to add an addition
yeah.
on, but we didn't do it.
Yeah, I think it was 05. I think it's in the concrete somewhere
It is
stamped.
somewhere. We stamped it somewhere.
You guys have seen, I think he was in one of our videos. One of our buddies, Joe, he actually did the
We did
concrete
the floor here.
in this place. But anyways, that was 2005. So Trey, did you get home from work or how did you see that? There was a sign on the door, wasn't there? We used to have it in here.
About what?
The stop work thing, the stop sign.
Oh yeah, well he did. Then he called zoning and planning on me because I didn't get a permit to build my garage, and then they called zoning and planning on another neighbor over here. It just got ridiculous to the point where, and I was like, I'd had enough.
They started the war with the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, they definitely stuck their neck out. So I very politely made a sign, a small one.
I'll show it again.
Well, it was small. It's just a regular street sign, and it says "Beware of the mad cow." That was probably the female of the bunch over there.
It says, well,
Got
you
a
guys,
picture of a cow. It says she's a big girl. It says what's the other one say over there? Out of control heifer.
out of control heifer. And you guys, well, you saw that in the first clip, but that was the first sign that went up.
Yeah, that went up in a yard close to here that blinked and they could see it bright in their window.
Yeah.
Well, they called everybody, but who was the president? And Obama, probably?
No, it was 05. I guess it was Bush.
Bush. They called everybody to President Bush telling us to take it down. We wouldn't take it down. We wouldn't take it down. Zoning and planning came and made sure that it was far enough off the road and blah, 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 blah. So
It was legit.
it was legit.
So how did it get to the big sign?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay, I can't remember.
I'm going to tell you right now. So the deal was I wanted them to move.
Yeah.
I said I want you to move. I don't want you out of here. I don't want you in the neighborhood anymore. Get your shit and get. Basically, is what I said.
You all don't understand this street. The
Everybody around here, if you don't get along, you don't stay here.
yeah. I mean, everybody. You leave your cars unlocked.
Yeah, you don't fool with nothing around here. That's just the way it is. And if you do, we run you out. Period. So anyway, long story short, they said they were going to. They're going to. Blah blah blah. Well, then they called zoning and planning on another one of my properties about something else that I had supposedly had done. Okay. And that's when I lost my shit. And that's when we built this one. That was at the end of my driveway with a light. How bad was it? It was ridiculous.
It was a spot.
Zoning and planning took a picture of it, and a couple people down there had a picture of it on their computer.
It was actually
They were laughing at it.
funny before all the fancy internet and stuff happened. I mean, internet was still going on, but like Google Earth, you could actually
see the sign.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a big work light on the ground, like a waterproof work light. I'd run a extension cord out there, and it was on every night, and it was blinking. It
So
would
every
blink that
every
on-
time they drive by, they saw
They'd
it.
see it. Everybody on the street would see it. So then I had everybody call me. Even the chief of police would call and saying, Trey, can you please? They've called everybody. They went to city meetings. They did everything they could to get that sign down. And I said, the only way that sign comes down is if a for sale sign goes up in their yard. It went on for what?
It was a long time.
I bet it went on for 5 months.
But there
4
was
months.
there was stuff in between that. How did that happen? I can't remember how that happened.
What part?
I mean, it got ridiculous where he's having parties.
Oh no, they wouldn't even come out of the house for that.
No. He was having parties and coming out, and they were getting drunk, and they were trying to get him to come out and fight him.
Oh yeah, that you know.
Well, I mean, all of this was all from
No,
the zip tie.
that wasn't. He didn't have a party. I told him to come out of his house that one time and come out in the street. He called the police on me.
Well, yeah, but then the other time you're taking the earrings out and everything to come. That's when he had earrings in his ears. I mean, it was coming down to
I don't remember all that.
to a fight, and then the police came and everything, but nothing happened because that guy wouldn't do anything or whatever. But it got really blown.
But anyway,
big.
the moral of the story is that stayed up for, I want to say 3 months probably.
It was a while.
But man, they called and begged and pleaded with me, and I said, hey, you know their phone number. You tell them what my negotiation is. When they put a for sale sign up, I'll take my sign down. And they did.
Yeah, the point that they were trying to turn this neighborhood into like an HOA.
Oh yeah,
in a way,
silly.
And
Silly. Wanted to be on this some kind of stupid night neighborhood watch. We don't know neighborhood watch around here. We all got guns and we'll shoot you.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but I mean, if you come in any of these houses around here at night, that's why people want us to prank Dad or prank him at night. You'll get shot.
Yeah, we're not doing pranks at night.
There's no pranks at night. You get shot. Seriously. I mean, I'm not even trying to back like Billy here. I mean, you don't come in somebody's house around here without notice. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and it all started with a zip tie on a drive shaft.
Yeah, and it was a joke. It all started out with a joke, and then that's what you end up with.
I mean, I thought that maybe he would have came back with a zip tie on one of our drive shafts. You know what I mean? And that would have been the easy.
How did you ever find out you did it? Did you tell him?
I actually don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that part.
I can't remember if I was waiting outside and it didn't happen. I can't remember how that happened, honestly. I
don't know.
I can't remember that, but I can't believe when he came over that night and said that we called the fire department on you. That was unbelievable. Because then you had dads flipping out. Our dad gets real embarrassed, about I don't get it. Obviously, we don't get embarrassed about much, but they.
What was he embarrassed about? What about?
Because you should have seen it. The front. We should have had a video of that.
Well, he didn't say nothing about that.
There was a
fire. It was ridiculous how they had brought their biggest truck up and everything else, and put the big hydraulic arms down and everything. Got it leveled out. I mean, I was like, this is amazing.
They had 5 or 6 firemen bracing each other with the hose in the backyard.
Police was here. It was all lit up like a disco ball out there.
And then he walks over drunk out of his mind.
That wasn't the same night though. Yeah, but that happened before the police got here. He wasn't out here drunk when the police were here.
No, after they left.
After they left. No, that was before they left. What before they got here? See, that's been so long ago, man. It's fuzzy for both of us. It's been a minute. Either he came over. No, after they left, he would have to done. I'm an idiot. He would have to done after they left because that's how we found out basically that he did it.
Yeah, because he said he did it.
Yeah, he admitted he did it.
He said he did it, and a lot of the problem actually wasn't him. It was his significant other, and that was the big problem.
She was a mad cow.
But she kept calling. I mean, it was all kinds of stuff.
Anything you can imagine, dude. Garbage cans at the end of the road, anything you can imagine. And then she woke up zoning and planning to this area.
Yeah.
Now dude, this should be a gravel road. I mean, this used to be a private drive. Everybody around here is hillbillies. You know what I mean? We don't care about that nonsense. I mean, we don't live like total animals, but I mean, if you got a garbage can in your driveway for a couple of days, we don't care.
Oh man, yeah, they're starting.
They flip out over that stupid stuff. Write your letters, and if you got a trailer in your yard, which if you ask me, I'm not going to get into that. But if I own a property, and I'm not like a pig, and I have a trailer, or I have a camper, or I have a boat, I should be allowed to keep that on my property.
Yeah, what are you supposed
to do? Now, if it's a decrepit piece of crap falling apart, that's a different story.
Yeah, they got some HOA rules now. You're not allowed having a work van in your driveway. Yeah, so how are you supposed to pay for the house?
How are you making a living?
I don't understand that.
It's stupid. I don't even want to get into that. I'm sure you people who have issues with that kind of stuff, and I know these HOA things, man. The fees just keep going up and up and up and up and up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know Melissa's is out of control.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. I guess if somebody cut my grass and stuff, and whatever, got rid of the snow, I guess maybe it'd be worth some money, but not for the money they got to pay. That's insane.
No, but not everybody, but over the years, we've never made a video about these signs, and I mean, nothing.
People asked about the sign before.
Yeah, that's what. So we want to. Actually, we had a couple comments before, like we need to make a vlog about that. But I mean, nothing really crazy happened. It's hard to remember because it was so many years ago, and that was before. Gosh, that was freaking That was Nextel days. You guys
Years
comment
ago.
down below if you guys had a Nextel.
Oh man, you weren't nothing if you didn't have a Nextel.
Yeah, that was before. What was the one before after Nextel?
Nokia was first, wasn't it? Wasn't Nokia cell phones first?
Yeah, no, before Boost Mobile, before all that stuff, it was Nextel. That's when we had Motorola Nextels.
Well, that was a two-way radio thing.
I mean, I can remember the first time when they came out with a flip color phone, and then it had a camera.
I got some over there. I got some flip phones over there.
Yeah, we got some of the old Nextels over there.
Old phones over there.
Anyways, that was the. I don't even know how long this, if it was even long enough for you all to even. Yeah, that was 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's plenty long enough.
But I mean, nothing really crazy happened to it about it. But the moral of the story is, unless your neighbors are doing something crazy, just let them be neighbors.
Leave it alone.
And we've actually had, it's been nightmares since then.
I watch TikTok sometimes, these people who get their nose in places that don't belong, and I shake my head. I'm thinking, don't come over here and be doing that on this street. That ain't gonna work.
If it'd be nice if we could remember every detail to it. But I mean, that's basically the gist of it. That's
Golly, it's been freaking 20 years ago.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah, it's been over 20 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I can't remember what happened this afternoon, let alone 20 years ago.
But that's the story.
That's the story.
Behind that. Anyways, hope you all liked it. Comment down below if you guys want to do some more story times, because we got a bunch of stories. And subscribe here. Subscribe to the Bell Life Bangs. We got a Patreon. I think it'll be in a link down below. And if we get merchandise, that'll be on the Bell Life.
If you are subscribed here and you're watching this, subscribe to the Bangs. Do us a favor.
Yeah, all the links will be down below. And
if you don't want to join the Patreon, don't join the Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to, join it.
If you want to, do it.
Appreciate you all. See you on the next one.
Have a great day.